Think of a wonderful ship, any merry little ship. Think of Harry and Ginny. Think of Ron and Hermione like lovebirds in the sky. We can ship, we can ship, we can ship. Relationship. You know, I never actually knew where that shipping thing came from. I just thought it meant like, you know, we are shipping things together, like you ship a person like as they're a package and then they ship and they come together. I didn't actually know that ship came from the word relationship. The word ship, people have been doing it for a very, very long time. I've been doing it since I was like probably 2 years old as a hopeless romantic toddler who loved watching Disney movies and princesses get the prince. My ships, my OTPs, I have more than just one true pairing. It should be like several true pairings. It should be STP. It sounds like STD, so maybe we shouldn't call it several true pairings, then it would sound like you have a sexually transmitted disease. Multiple true pairings. What about MTP? That sounds like MTV. We're not gonna make a new acronym for true pairings here. We're just gonna call them ships. Recently, my current favorite relationships on TV, and mostly TV, because that's what just gives me all the heartache. All the heartache. It's not happening on TV now. It's the fact that I've been spoiled on Tumblr. Tumblr is like the base of shipping. Like, it's the FedEx of your ships, or UPS, whatever. Ships get lost on Tumblr, they get packaged in a nice pretty package, and then Tumblr just, you know, replays those scenes that you love on your TV show over and over and over again. That's why we have GIFs. So basically in this video, I just want to talk about relationships, and not real life relationships. I'm talking about fictional relationships. You know, us fangirls and fanboys, we are too emotionally invested into fictional characters' lives, and mostly their relationships with other people. So I'm gonna talk about my ships that I can't stop shipping, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. I ship the crap out of these ships. My first ship is Meredith Grey and Derek Shepherd from Grey's Anatomy. Those two. The beginning seasons of Grey's Anatomy are some of my favorite TV moments. Like oh gosh, I mean, how many times I cried in that show, and I was so young and my mom just wanted somebody to watch it with her. I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy anymore, but because I just want to remember the good times in the beginning. I can't remember what season it is. I think it's like season 3 where that parking structure or something gets blown up and all the doctors are on site and they're right by the bay. Meredith decides that she wants to die. It was like the mid-season finale, and then we had to wait to see what happened to Meredith and if Derek was gonna go save her, and if this was gonna be like just the turning point in their relationship. Choose me, pick me. My parents were out of town and I was staying with my grandparents. I wasn't allowed to watch Grey's Anatomy with my grandparents. No. I had to wait until it was on TiVo to come home to watch it. And this was like the mid-season opener. I get home after like a week and dying to know what has happened with Meredith and Derek. And it's not on our DVR. When you expect something to be recorded on your DVR and it's not there. I think that was like my first emotional breakdown because of fictional characters. My next ship is Bellward. Although I don't think Bella and Edward actually have a ship name. I think it's just Bella and Edward. I don't think we really had like shipping names back then in like 2007, 2008. I mean, we had like Brangelina and stuff in real life, but were we really making up those shipping names for fictional characters back then? No, we weren't. So that's why it's just Bella and Edward. You know, Bella and Edward are together. Like, they're together forever. So I didn't actually ever feel like that wanting and the needing and just the pain when they could. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? New Moon! just a baby when I read Twilight, and I hadn't really read any books before that. So when I picked up New Moon, I wasn't expecting the emotional downpour that happened when Edward left Bella. I remember this moment so clearly because it was like the first time I had ever cried while reading a book. I was downstairs in the family room. It was Christmas break, and I was so happy that the Bella and Edward were together. I had my iPod in so I could block out all my family. I was listening to Evanescence. Then when I got to the part where Edward was gone and Bella was just in the forest being all pathetic and shit, and you get to the month pages, I mean, the waterworks just poured down my face. I had to get up off the couch, and my mom goes, "Honey, what's wrong?" And then I'm just like, I was 14 years old, and my mother cradled me in her lap while I cried about Edward and Bella. My next ship that I just keep on shipping, and it hasn't happened yet, is Stiles and Lydia from Teen Wolf. If you watch Teen Wolf, are they endgame? Are they not endgame? What's the deal with Stiles and Lydia? What's the deal with Stydia? Currently, Stydia is one of my biggest ships. I'm just kind of frustrated mostly with who they're ending up with and why hasn't this happened yet. It's probably endgame. It's probably going to happen at the end of the season, but I hope they do it soon. This next ship is the only ship that isn't canon in my list. Like, it's never ever going to happen, ever. It only happens in fan fiction, and that's why it's in my list, because I think I've read the most fan fiction of this ship, and this is the Hermione ship. Draco and Hermione. I don't know why I've always been scared to tell people this, that I ship Draco and Hermione. Probably because of the fact that I haven't finished the Harry Potter series, and I was actually reading the Hermione fanfic before I even read the Harry Potter books, because my friend had told me, hey, if you like reading fanfiction, because she knew I liked reading Twilight fanfiction, she's like, try out Draco Hermione fanfiction. And I did. The first fic I ever read was Broken by Bex Chan, and then that just secured my love for Draco and Hermione. It just makes sense, guys. If anyone's gonna fight me about this, sure, whatever. It just makes pure sense. And if you read like Hermione fanfiction, it's like the good stuff, the fact that Draco is inbred to hate Muggleborns and that Hermione is a mudblood, he kind of fights it. He fights his family to like love her. Hermione is like the top of her class, and Draco is the top of his class before he became a Death Eater. So like he's always hated her for that, for Hermione, for a mudblood being better than like a purebred, is that what they're called? Pureblood. If it weren't for Hermione, I probably wouldn't be reading fanfiction anymore, but I still read fanfiction because of them, and it's good stuff, guys. My next ship is from way back when, but it's starting up again. It's Scully and Mulder from the X-Files. I didn't really watch X-Files when I was growing up. I watched like the movie between like season 5 and 6 because my parents were loving X-Files. Like, they were super fans of X-Files when it was on. My brother and I weren't allowed to watch just because it was kind of too scary for us. We're a little too young. But my dad had bought the box set of X-Files before my freshman year of high school. 9 seasons in 4 weeks. If you haven't watched X-Files yet, I highly suggest that you do, because it's coming back to TV for 6 episodes next year, and I'm so excited. I had to tell everyone. I told my mom, I told my brother, I told all my friends who watched X-Files. Like, I told Twitter, I told the world that X-Files was coming back. Just be aware that Scully and Mulder don't really happen. Like, it takes so long for them to happen, and that's why they're the ship that you just can't stop shipping. I think Scully and Mulder was like my first ship, because I remember pointedly watching like fan videos of like all of their little scenes together, and it would just like make me feel all the feels for Scully and Mulder, and I still follow blogs on Tumblr about X-Files, and it's just nice reliving all that stuff. I do want to go back and rewatch it, but I rewatched it twice now. Maybe 3 times is a little too much. This ship is probably my favorite book ship, just because we've gotten 1 movie and we're not going to get any more movies, which is really sad. Dimitri and Rose from Vampire Academy. The teacher-student aspect of their relationship, him being older, her being younger, I don't know why, it's like a guilty pleasure, but I love it. The 3rd book and the 4th book, and kind of a little bit of the 5th book, just it really hurt. I would love to see this come to life on TV, on movies, again, not on movies, probably most likely TV. We're getting down to my last 3 ships, my holy ships. These 3 are probably like the most recent, but the ones that are pulling on my heartstrings. My first one is Olicity, Oliver and Felicity from Arrow on the CW. Stephen Amell and Emily Bett Rickards have so much chemistry. I love Felicity's character. If you guys have not been watching Arrow, I don't know what you're doing, because if you love like hot guys shirtless all the time, or just really, she's so cute and she's a computer nerd, it's just it's like a fantasy kind of come true for fangirls, because she's such a fangirl. TV couples are probably the couples that people want together the most. The sexual tension in TV shows is what makes a good TV show for me. That's why I really loved X-Files, because they didn't give it to you for a really long time, but then like once they get together, it's a little boring. The best part is when they're not together, and it's sad to say, it's the most fun and the most angsty to see characters just not be together, but then like at the end they'll be together. And that's why I think Scully and Mulder are like my favorite. Oliver and Felicity right now is like my Scully and Mulder at the moment, just because they're not together and I want them to be together so bad. This next ship is a TV show ship, but it's also a book ship, and it's Jamie and Claire. Jamie and Claire don't have a ship name. Is it like Clammy? Their ship names are so dumb. If you put their names together, it doesn't sound good. It sounds like Clammy or just clams, or just think of clams, or like clammy hams. So we're just not gonna give Jamie and Claire a ship name, because no. Jamie and Claire have infiltrated my body and my mind and my heart. You guys know, there's a whole video on why I think you should be reading Outlander. My soul aches for Jamie and Claire and all the stuff that they've been through. I can't actually take some of it. Like, if I think about Dragonfly and Amber, which is the 2nd book in the series, and I'm looking at it right now, I can't. If you finish the Divergent series and you think Allegiant is bad, you don't want to know. I want to say I'm sorry to the people who I've told to read Outlander, because it hurts a lot, guys. I have a little funny but pathetic story I should tell you guys, and I need to confess it right now. When the first part of season 1 of Outlander was playing on Starz, and they played the wedding episode, after I had watched that episode, this is a little bit pathetic. I cried because I would never have Jamie in my life. It was just like a couple like tears down my face, and I was just kind of just a little aching. That's how you know that I really ship a ship, because I feel that the other character is very deserving, and that I would love to be that character. If that doesn't say that I'm a fangirl because I cried about not having a fictional character in my life, then I don't know what else would say that I'm a fangirl. We've come to the last ship that is just currently been breaking the heck out of my heart, and it is Captain Swan. Some of you who watched Once Upon a Time and who don't know the spoilers that have been all over Tumblr about the season finale, season 4B, will not know the heartache that I have been feeling this last week over Captain Swan. I've shipped Captain Hook and Emma Swan since Captain Hook was put on the show. If you didn't know, a little spoiler here, they're together. They don't show us enough Captain Swan in my opinion. I would like to see more of just them together on screen. Like, can we just get like a whole another like Captain Swan episode, like season 3B finale? That would just be, you know, amazing. The two characters have so much sexual tension, but the creators of the show have put them together real early. So this is what makes me really scared as to like what is going to happen with these characters. Like, this is season 4. I don't know how long the show is going to go on, but this is what makes me scared. Is Captain Swan endgame? If you didn't know, I actually have a framed picture of Emma Swan and Captain Hook that sits above my desk. I actually bought this. If you guys aren't watching Once Upon a Time, like, this 4th season has just been so good. And I feel like this next part of the season is just going to be a big old turning point. I'm really scared for these characters, and I'm scared for my ship because I don't want anything to happen to them. That's the end of my holy ship. I love these pairings. Of course I ship a bunch of other characters. I was gonna put Luke and Lorelai in here from Gilmore Girls. These are just the ones that I have way too much emotionally invested into them. In the comments down below, please tell me like your OTPs. Tell me the ships that make you cry. Tell me the ships that you're just scared for and scared for their fate. Just tell me the ship that you are just way too emotionally invested in. I do have to say that it is one of the coolest things is that I am real life shipped. Like, I'm real life shipped with Pierce Brown, and I don't know why, I just think it's so cool just because I ship so many like fictional characters. I do ship real life people. I think like my real life couple that I want together would be like Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper, but just the fact that like I'm shipped with Pierce Brown and that we have a ship name is so cool to me as a fangirl. Thank you guys all for watching and sharing some of your ships. If you guys have a funny story that you want to confess to me in the comments, let me know so I don't feel alone in my pathetic crying in my bed or being cradled by my mother. That's it. I'll see you guys all in my next video. Keep calm and fangirl on. Bye! Think of Ron and... Nope. Not Ron and Ginny.